Hello, comrades! Welcome back to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. My name, of course, is Obit Potato. Cast your eyes upon the beautiful town of Udislaw. Uslaw? Udislaw? I don't know where the D came from there, but Uslaw. Yes, anyway, cast your eyes upon that town, and then cast your eyes just upstream a little bit, figuratively upstream, of course, not literally upstream, as there is no stream here. Cast your eyes upon the fantastic Uslaw vehicle production line. We're doing pretty good here. We got 59 out of a maximum of 100 engineers, and we've got 260 out of a potential 400 workers. I think that there is more that needs to be done. How does this building not have a power supply? Yeah, fairly certain that, yeah. Let's trace this back a little bit. I want to make sure that we do have a consistent power supply here. Not entirely sure why that's not happening. Because this should be the American. Yeah, that's very, very weird. I'm not sure if perhaps we've got just a little bit too much power coming in. Or, sorry, not enough workers coming in. What am I talking about? Power workers? Yeah, I don't seem too good. No kindergarten, no people can participate in any sport. Well, that's okay, actually, because that sort of highlights what I want to do in today's episode. And that is rolling out very, very swiftly to a whole bunch of areas, parking and residential cars. I mean, residential cars, you know what I mean. The point is that there is no point. There is absolutely no point in getting a car dealership. Or any car dealerships for that matter, as it simply just doesn't matter that much. And the price at which you can buy a Lada these days is so darn cheap, you know? The way that the money works in this game is unfortunately it means that I can't sell cars to my citizens, which is, I mean, a massive loss maker. Whereas if I just do this, then all I do is I buy a vehicle or a mechanism. I buy, what is it, the F126. I mean, these are worth like 700 and something rubles when I sell them. So if I just buy them all, right? I buy a whole bunch of cars. That doesn't even cost that much. 28 times 1,000. It's like 28,000 rubles. In fact, it's not even 28,000 rubles. It's less than that. It's perfectly fine to just do this. And so I'm going to try slowly but surely to bring out a bunch of cars, a few reachable parking lots. Yeah, we're gonna try and get a few car parking lots just across the city, really, and we're gonna try and pump them fuel, I guess so. Pump them full of cars and see what happens. Really, you know, we'll make it so that they're in walking distance of a bunch of highly desirable commuter areas. Delete that. There we go. Delete that. Come on. Disappear. Wreckage, disappear. Magic. And you're still content on not doing that. Alright. I don't even know what the production material required is. Is this average? No, that's height from center. I don't even know what the resources are to build this thing. Electronic components, gravel, workers, asphalt. I mean, I could do it. I mean, I don't have asphalt right now, but I've got everything else. So I mean, you know, there is a conceivable possibility that I could make that happen. There we go. I'll fill it half full with cars, and everyone should be assigned a car. Yep. Owner does not have car assigned. That will certainly start to happen here. It should anyway. Yep, slowly but surely everyone will have a car assigned to them. I mean, we probably need to get a significant amount more car parks. There we go. Right there. Perfect. Let's get level from center. And let's see if we can try and just take this area up a little bit. I mean, honestly, if we could... How many... Oh, is this one of the areas where I've perhaps liquidated some capital? And that's why it's taking such a darn long time to level the land effectively? Well, gosh darn it. I knew that there was some disadvantages to selling off all of my heavy equipment. I mean, I suppose we can just rebuy it. Wherever Where even is the heavy equipment that I used to level this area? It's around somewhere. Alright, you know what? You know what? I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. Let's, Oh, we should have just leveled it over here. Yeah, okay, do that. Do that. And do that. Right, great. So, that's a lot of car parks, which I hope mean that we're going to have a little bit, it's going to be a little bit easier to retain people over here, because at the moment we're suffering from sort of people attrition. People just seem to be leaving a whole bunch of our towns and cities, and you know that ain't good, obviously. Can we get this fixed, please? There we go. Let's obviously connect it all up. Gravel roads, just because I feel like it. And then let's buy a whole bunch of cars for our people. Am I happy about the fact that they're all yellow? No, absolutely not. In fact, I don't think I could be more unhappy about the fact that they're all yellow, but that's fine. That's a fine price to pay, really, for fantastic cars. I say fantastic cars. It's a price to pay for cars. There you go. Either way, with those 5 car parking bays, that will be, I mean, that's over 100 cars. So pretty much everyone in this entire block. Right, education, we're going to have to bump down to prefer university educated. Prefer university educated. Yep. Prefer university educated. And prefer university educated. Yep. So everyone who is university educated should definitely have a car. There we go. But pretty much everyone will have the opportunity to drive to work, if indeed they can, or if indeed there is parking nearby. So that's one area that I wanted to sort of get a whole bunch of vehicles, primarily because loads and loads of people are leaving, and I don't really want that to happen. We want to try and keep people around. Also, if we can solve the fact that there are a ridiculous amount of people needed at the power plants, then we can pretty much fix that right away if we install some car parks, so everyone can just drive to their place of work rather than walking all the way over there. How great is that? Right, so connect that up there. That there. Can we get another one? I mean, it looks kind of good. That looks good to me. Great. Get that all built. Perfect. And can we see if we can try and get a slightly smaller one? Don't think we're going to be able to fit in a road just across there. But, you know, we can try fitting in a road right about there. See if that makes any difference. And this, ideally, will be the destination for where all of the commuters can come. There we go. Sure. All right. So that should be fine. No way that we can get that to run under here. Oh, we can indeed. Well, boy, oh boy, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. So we should never really ever again have any issues with power plants or anything like that. Yeah. So there's a couple of residential parking permits which I assigned here, but I don't think that that's going to be taken up by many people. Yeah, we need to try and get some more car parks just across town, because at the moment everyone's got a car, but no one can really use them because all of the car parks are just completely full. Road vehicles depot, I mean, that's going to be ditched. Let's absolutely get rid of that, and then in its stead, let's place a large car parking lot or two. I guess this is the sort of advantage of, you know, having these sort of legacy buildings just kicking around. There we go. And there we go. And there we go. There we go. There we go. All right, perfect. So there should be a bunch of cars heading to the parking lot in a bit. That's a fairly well-connected area, so we can be pretty darn happy about that. At the moment, we've only got one gas filling station nearby. I think that that's all that we really need. Ah, look. Look, 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 look. All of these workers. All of these workers are driving to their place of work. How fantastic is that? Oh, that's so good. That's so good. And that takes, you know, a whole bunch of pressure off our public transport as well. I did talk about wanting to upgrade a bunch of my roads to, you know, proper concrete roads, asphalt roads. But, you know, honestly, over here I would settle for gravel. The amount of dust inhalation that must be going on for people that live down this street must be immense. So instead, let's get that all completely fixed up. Yeah. There we go. Sorry, I confused you briefly, video game. So there we go. Okay, that's really good. So everyone who works near the power plants will be able to drive to work. There are 20 people working at each power plant, and there should be more than 50 spaces over here. So everyone who has a car should be able to go. I mean, I don't think that we'll be able to completely retire our retire our bus service, but I mean, we must be honestly quite close to being able to do that. So let's see if we can try and bring online some more. There we go. Bring online some more car parks. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna do this with rubles. I know it's gonna cost me a pretty penny, but that's fine. I'll just sort of pay that price for a little bit. Can't build due to infrastructure. Really? Really, my dude? Right, let's spend another 5 grand on making sure that that is as flat as it can possibly be. Apparently even flatter than it needs to be. All right, great. Just do it. Just sort it out for me, please. There we go. And there we go. One more. Nah, no, it doesn't look like it wants to do it. Let's get that over there. Great. And perfect. All right, great. So these are going to be, once again, more residential car parking areas. There we go. Perfect. Great. And let's just buy a whole bunch of cars. I mean, look, we could use the car dealer system, but at the end of the day, with a car dealer system, you're... Oh, uh-oh. That seems like a problem. I need to probably check that. Cars headed to this parking lot. Right, well, clearly that won't do. So there's a lot of cars heading to that parking lot over there. We'll leave that one open then, I think, just to see if that ends up working. Right, can I actually save my video game? Is that gonna be a problem? 35, My Republic 35. Error while saving. All right, well, this seems like a great place to take a break and, you know, maybe go get yourself a biscuit, maybe go get yourself a cup of tea. Will this video game series continue? Who honestly knows? Is it to do with the fact that I'm getting a whole bunch of cars into the game and that's somehow more challenging to stimulate? Not stimulate, that is absolutely not the right word to use. Simulate. Anyway, back in just a second. Right, the problem has been resolved. Not entirely sure what happened there. Everything seems to be totally fine now. Maybe it's got something to do with the cars. Maybe it's got absolutely nothing to do with the cars. Who honestly knows? I certainly do not. Also, yes, I was going to roll out more cars to more areas. 16 cars headed to that parking lot. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I kind of want to get another row of cars just over here. So pretty much everyone who lives in these 2 blocks should be able to get a car, basically. That's my thought process. And in fact, do we even want to get another large car depot over here? I mean, we can. Pretty much. There we go. Let's get it built. I tell you what, this is actually a ridiculously cheap way to install transport into your city. In fact, it might even be cheaper than buses. I mean, it's certainly less hassle than buses. The bad news is, of course, that you need to... I mean, I don't know how many cars are waiting over here, but... Do these guys have car sharing? Is that a thing? If not, may I humbly suggest to the video game developers that, that car sharing becomes a thing. You know, so that people can commute to work together. That'd be pretty darn sick. The other area where I wanted to roll out a significant amount of car parking infrastructure was in this city. At the start of the episode, I chatted a bit about how, you know, how our car industry was doing great. But what I really meant to say was our car industry should be doing better, and the reason that it's going to be doing better, or one of the ways in which it's going to improve, is that we're going to allow people to drive to work. At least, I hope that we're going to be able to do that. Right, let me have a look. No, that's not going to work. There we go. Wonderful. And one more. One more car park. There we go. All right, beautiful. Right, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of cars. Now, we're obviously going to have to set up a bunch of car parks over here. I'm just thinking, is there... Ooh, there's a walkway out this way. There's a walkway out this way and then a walkway up that way. I think, honestly... What the heck was that? That didn't connect to anything of importance. Uh-oh. Looks like it's happening again. Well, I'm gonna push through valiantly. And hope that everything sorts itself by itself, which is of course always a terrible, terrible idea. But you know, we'll just go with the flow. We'll roll with the punches for a bit. Okay, so I want the path to be there, and then we want to have basically a bunch of offshooting car parks off this this road here. Let's get that in there. No, I wish there was a cancel path button in the road building area. Right, that's looking pretty darn good. Let's go back to paths. Let's get that connected up. And let's do that. And let's see if we can get any car parks in this area. I don't think that we're going to be able to, you know. The reason that I don't think we're going to be able to is because things are a little bit uneven. A little bit uneven. And they only need to be slightly more even in order to get car parks up and running. I don't know how many car parks we're going to need, by the way. Probably a few, I would wager. Right. Right, that's looking not too bad. Let's have a look, see if we can get a couple of car parks. Yes, nice, nice. Okay, and maybe a car park in here? I think that might be a stretch too far, to be honest. Oh, no, it's not a stretch too far. But it is a... Oh, my goodness. It works, and it works like a total charm. Right, let's get construction completely funded. Fantastic. Great. So I'm kind of hoping that people from downtown will be able to commute up to here. That's the goal anyway. That is absolutely the goal. I need to get some more car parks around this area, because this area is where all of the educated people live. And we want to give cars to the educated people so that they can get up to the, you know, up to this area. That's the plan anyway. Look at the amount of cranes that we've got. We've got a load of cranes waiting to be picked up. Oh my goodness, they're absolutely stunning. As the game freezes and the game crashes. Oh no. This is a problem. This is a problem here, folks. This is a real problem because, well, the real problem is that saving doesn't seem to be a luxury that I have access to now. Which, yeah, screams to me, problem. I don't think that there is a see, look at this. Yeah. Game crashed during saving. Yeah, that does indeed seem like a problem. We can reload from the point which I was last able to save at, but I don't know if this is the end of this here video game. The last point that I was able to save at was before I've had the pleasure of making this area into a car park zone. Do I want to try this again? I think maybe we do try this again, but if the game goes off the rails like a crazy problem child, then I think we'll know that we've met our metaphorical maker, and the Soviet overlords that be don't want us to continue. Right. Okay, lots and lots of car parks. Sure. I'm going to streamline my car park putting down this time. Okay, right there. Right there. That's looking pretty darn good. Right. Let's try and, as quickly as we possibly can, create a nice level area. Costs me a pretty penny or two. Whatever. Not that bothered. Let me just try and get, like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 car parks. Can I even get a car park just, like, over there? Oh, we could, and we ended up being able to get a car park right over here, which is a Christmas miracle, to be honest. Right. And no, that's not going to work. Right, ditch that car park. Demolish that car park. Yes, demolish that car park. And instead build a nice road out this way. Kind of like we did exactly last time. Get the terrain nice and even. Right. And let's get this in place. That in place. I mean, I don't know if that's going to make a dramatic difference, but it's at least going to be something, right? So now we need to just find a whole bunch of money in order to purchase a bunch of these people cars. Right, we'll just buy as many as we possibly can. Right, how many people do we have living here? 85. So we should be able to find them all cars, right? Prefer university education. Yep, they all get cars. Great. What if I was to start buying American cars? I mean, American cars are ridiculously expensive, so therefore I'm not interested. However, is this going to be enough to... Oh, that looked like it worked. That looked like it worked. The saving game is working now. That's great. Yeah, so is that going to push us above the sort of 250 and 50 limit? If so, then that's exactly what we're after. I tell you what, of all of the towns, of all of the cities that I've built, I think I am most proud of this one right here. It looks great, it feels great, it's not even at maximum capacity yet. It doesn't have infrastructure for like car parks or whatever, but does it need it? No, not really, because all of the people that are, you know, are to work are all going to work over here. Also, what is the maximum storage? How many vehicles can I store? Because I mean, we're not going to hit that soon, I don't suspect, if this entire yard is where we're able to keep vehicles. But we're going to hit it eventually, I would imagine. Yeah. Alright, when am I going to be getting another little cash injection of cash, as opposed to a cash injection of something else? Oh man, look at this, look at this. It's working fantastically. 13 workers, it's not as many as I would expect to have. Like, I would expect a much more consistent number of workers. Right. Right, okay. You know, you go back to Oil Refinovsky and get some more oil. How about that? And that will allow us to have slightly more vehicles come in here. Oh my goodness, this is taking forever. Because only one vehicle can operate in a spot at a time. Yeah, this is a really big problem. And I mean, unless we get like fuel stations literally everywhere, then we're gonna have issues. Even if we were to get fuel stations everywhere, would that make a darn bit of difference? I'm really not sure that it would, to be honest. You know, sure, I'll put down some gas stations, and I'll just sort of get them to auto-purchase fuel. Hold up. Cancel that contract. Don't auto-build from rubles. But yes, auto-purchase resources, please. There we go. Let's have a little check on our cash. I mean, we should have something arriving soon, right? A little something coming in soon. Yep, we got this train coming in very, very shortly indeed. We're about to run out of money. We have got a little extra reprieve, more money to accumulate. Yeah, it's not a problem. Also, I do still need to fix this area. I was so disgruntled with the whole entire construction process that when that fire burnt down that pump, that sent me over the edge. It sent me over the edge into a fit of anger, and I've never quite recovered, to be honest. Never quite recovered. How are we doing over in Mitski? We're actually doing pretty darn good. I am really happy with Mitski. It turned out really nicely in the end. Grainski as well. I mean, Grainski probably needs another grain train, to be honest. We got a heck of a lot of activity going on, and I think that, yeah, there's quite a lot of materials that still need to be collected onto on the fields. Put it that way. Yeah, lots and lots of stuff that still needs to be collected over there, but that's whatever. That is what it is. Anyway, it looks like our oil train has finished unloading oil, which is fine. It's grand. Happy days. What is this nonsense over here? What is this nonsense over here? This train is stuck behind the steel train. All right. Yeah, steel, again, that's another one. This is another reason why we need to bring cars to the masses so that we can, you know, allow people to drive to work at the steel mill. That's kind of what we need to. That's kind of, you know, where we go from here. That should be able to be reached by a fire truck. Fire truck was called and is headed to this fire. It's actually quite a close. What? Don't call a faraway fire truck, please. Oh no. It's called the fire engine from the other side of town. Oh, goodness gracious me. Don't destroy another pivotal pump. And you're being delayed by traffic. You're supposed to be better than that. Okay, you know what? I will do what I can to fix this. I will speed that up. Fund construction with rubles. Oh, my lordy, that's going to be close. I think we might just get it. Oh, thank goodness. Oh boy, wowzers! I thought that we were finished there. I thought that we were finished. If another oil pump had broken down, I think that would have been the series there, folks. That would have been the series. Okay, someone is actually using the car parking lot. That is fantastic. Let's roll that out right there. Roll that out. Sure. Building is in the way. It's really deeply irritating, in fact. Just cancel that. Just cancel that. I mean, is that within walking distance? Yeah, it's within walking distance of the factory anyway, so that's fine. Yeah, but the whole only being able to move one vehicle at a time is pretty irritating. I mean, it's a pretty big negative for using cars, I guess. Okay, let's loads of cars are headed out to the car parking lot. Let's buy a whole bunch of them. Right. Sure. There we go. There we go. I should probably only, like, half fill these car parking lots. I mean, maybe not half fill them, but, you know, certainly try and not fill them to their entirety. There we go. Prefer university educated. And that may well mean, even, you know, with the introduction of those few car parking lots, 6 people in that building, by the way, have cars. 26 in that building have cars. That's pretty darn good going. I'll take that. And all of this improves the quality of life, I believe. I don't think we're ever going to properly hit 100, but it's still a pretty darn good improvement. Look at this. What do you know? What do you know? I don't think it's going to be enough to get us over the line, but it should mean that we have a few more engineers coming through. I mean, does everyone have a car in this house here? Not everyone. Not everyone at all. We need to try and do better. Okay. Let me try and raise the land over here. And I'll see if we can try and get a few more car parking lots over here. And these ones will be exclusively for university-educated people. So that we know that these people are going to get cars with a specific view to going up and working in the big old car factory. That's the plan as it stands anyway. The irritating thing, as I have already previously highlighted, is that this is annoyingly a very, very rocky part of town. Yeah, bit of a bummer that is, really. You need a free bulldozer? Oh, really? What do you mean, free bulldozer? Where did my bulldozers go? I had bulldozer. Okay, alright. Not entirely sure what happened. I definitely had bulldozers working on that, but apparently not. Right, let's get a sort of conical shape around the sort of outside of this circle here. There we go. And let's see if we can make this work in any reasonable fashion. I mean, I can ditch this. If I can move people to residential building is full. Right. Right. Move that over there and ditch that building like so. Right. I do need to keep that path there, or, you know, some sort of semblance of that path in that location. Let's build a nice dirt road to sort of proof of concept this. Oh, that works perfectly. Yeah, that works like an absolute charm. Great. And then I would like to get a path to come across here. Great. Let's get a path right over there. Right over there. And yeah, that's probably good enough. And then let's get all of this stuff built. I will upgrade that from dirt road to something else, but hey ho, we'll work it out for now. Right, let's have a look. I want to get 2 car parking lots basically full of cars, and this is only for university educated people. Only for university educated people here. And then the third one, we will just prefer university educated people. There we go. Prefer. Oh, no. Basic or higher. No. Prefer university educated. That's exactly it. Okay. So, loads and loads of cars for university educated people. That ratio should continue, like, up a lot. I mean, 22. It should go way up. Right. Delete that. Right. So that should increase to about 51. That's the plan anyway. We should hit that max number very, very shortly. And that will mean that everyone, of course, has the opportunity to drive to work, which is great. 59 was about our max. 59 was our max. Also, it looks like all of the cranes have been collected. Let me go and have a little look and see where the crane train has been sent off to. The other thing that I want to do in this episode is to try and build those big old mechanical cranes. You know, the one, the tower cranes, I think is the technical name. I want to get them built. Where are the cranes? They're not over here. Where are they? Where would you be? Maybe they've gone to fuel up? Nope. You must be around. Ah, here we go. Great. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, this is fantastic. Look at the professional vibes that this thing has given off. 172,000 rubles. worth of crane on the back of this bad boy. Might I say, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed. I'm very happy with that. I mean, this is great. This is really, really good. It does strike me as a little bit strange that we have a bit of track coming through the center of town to a railway station, which we legitimately do not use for anything at all. Wowzers, would you look at this? The uptake of the medical university has been, I mean, it's been phenomenal. Can I have a little look at education? How do I check education? Where would that be? It's completely, I've completely blanked. Yeah, right here. Yep, and then how on earth would I do this? Productive age workers, uneducated people. Yeah, here we go. Basic education. Give me a graph. Give me a graph, video game. Why are you not giving me a graph? Where'd the graph go? Right. University educated. I mean, if I look at this year, look at that graph. Look at that graph increase. Look at that graph increase. I mean, not all of that is going to be just buying university people in. I mean, some of this stuff, I mean, you know, the natural tick up over the last couple of months has been nothing to do with me. But that is incredible. That's gone from about 1,200 to about 1,400. That's pretty darn good. The number of unemployed people has remained stubbornly pretty much the same. Same with the number of people on basic education as well. But the number of people with university education is going to be going up, which is great, which is really, really good. What about just in this area specifically? Can't tell, but there's a very, very few number of unemployed people over there, which is great. I tell you where we should put an accounting office. We should put an accounting office right over here. I think it's in equipment for citizens, television, car dealer, fire station. Is it? City Hall accounting office. There we go. Right. Where should I plonk it? I could plonk it like over here, if there is space for it. Need level terrain. Nope. Doesn't look like that's gonna work. What about over here? Nope, doesn't look like that's going to work. Does look like over here is going to work. Great. Get some stuff down over there. 16,000 rubles. I mean, 16,000 rubles just to, you know, to blow my own smoke. How many cars we got over here? 33? More cars, more educated people. That's what I need. 53? 53 engineers? It's stubborn. I'll give you that. You're a stubborn video game. I will grant you that. Really are. Okay, cars have been assigned over there. Prefer university educated. Cars have been assigned over there too. 26 people out of 95 have cars in there. 22 out of 95 got cars in there. 25 out of 95. 25 out of 120 even. It's about a quarter really across the board. Which is not, it's not bad. It's not bad, but you know, we could do so much better. We could do, and we will do so much better. There we go. Wonderful. And what about connecting up to that road over there? No, doesn't look like that's going to be a possibility. Right. Get that built. Get that built. I can barely see what's going on during the evening. Can you just imagine? Can you imagine a world where all of these cars look exactly the same and they're all yellow? I think even, you know, even in actual Soviet countries, I think there was probably a little bit more color diversity than what we've got going on right over here. I'm to be honest, I'm kind of proud about how ugly all of the cars look. I think to this date, we've only manufactured one single non-yellow car. I think, anyway. And bear in mind, we could, if we wanted to, you know, restart the manufacturing process for these little cars. It's definitely within the realm of possibility, but the thing is that there's just no good reason to do that. There's absolutely no good reason to do that whatsoever. There we go. Demolish that. Sure. Where did I demolish the house? It was not over there. It was over here. Yeah, that's where it was. Right, ditch that. And yet another parking lot, which I should really just auto-build at this point. I wonder at what point my entire population is just going to become car owning. I can't really be far off, to be honest. There we go. That's looking pretty darn good. So does everyone in this house have a car? No. It's kind of... I think it distributes sort of by... It must distribute sort of by house, like, fairly evenly. Right. 33 people. 33 people there have cars. That's cool. Right. Let's bump that up to... No. No. Prefer university education. Yeah, sure. There we go. And that's bumped it up to 35, which is fine. One citizen without a job. Turn that down to prefer university education. That changes it to... It's still 35. And you know what? Let's actually just upgrade this road whilst we're over here. There we go. Hold up. Can cars now drive on roads that are about to be upgraded? Big if true. Auto build with rubles. Oh, you're gonna make me click through it all again? Right. Fine. If that's what you want, video game, I'm happy to do it. As long as you don't go borking on me with the whole save issue again, then that's great. That's great. Okay, this area is looking pretty darn good. We got 300 uneducated people, a little bit of a pub shortage for everyone. But I mean, I think that's fine, honestly. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Everyone seems pretty darn content. I mean, they should be, given that this area probably has a higher concentration of cars than any other place on the entire map. And I tell you what, what's the maximum speed of one of these little cars? 60 kilometers per hour? I don't think it is 60 kilometers per hour. It's 95. It's 95. So, what that says to me is that we can actually bump that up. We can actually bump up the hold on, there we go. Yeah, prefer university educated, sure. Only university educated, prefer university educated, yep. And fill up this entire car parking lot. I knew I was missing some parking. There we go. That's got parking. That's up to prefer university educated, and it'll be immediately assigned. Everyone in this house, presumably. Or maybe it won't be immediately assigned. There we go. Fantastic. 19 people. Perfect. Alright, so a lot of people have cars. I don't even know where the gas station is. The gas station is on the outskirts of town. We should probably make a few more around the place. Why not? Just, you know, just wherever cars go, we'll put these gas stations. Yeah, we probably shouldn't try to build one on a hill. But you know what? I'm an ambitious sort of guy. There we go. And like one more over here somewhere. Yeah, on the outskirts of town over there. Sure. Give that a shot. Auto purchase resources. Make it all work. Yada yada yada. Okay, that's good. What are we doing? What are we doing in terms of the amount of workers that we have over here? Honestly, it's not that many. In fact, I think it actually might be a decrease. A decrease in the amount of workers that we have working in the factory right now. I mean, that's not a thrilling indictment of what I've just done. I was expecting something a little bit flashier, a little bit better. A little bit better. Certainly a little bit better. I keep saying that, but it's true. I really expected something that would just work. And it hasn't. Oh my goodness. Look at the amount of time that people need to fill up with petrol. I tell you what, that is a huge negative. The amount of time that people must spend driving around. Yeah, I mean, you're driving to the area, but you now heading in car to vehicle production line. See that? You've spent 9... Where'd you go? Okay, follow this car. Yeah, this is how long you've spent traveling. You're on your way to work now, right? Yeah, traveling in vehicle, next stop, parking lot, heading in car to the production line. So you have, in effect, spent 2 hours traveling, primarily because it takes such a darn long time to get filled up with petrol and all that. I mean, I don't think it actually matters, as he's still going to have to do an 8-hour shift, I believe. So, however long it takes him to do his... However long it takes him to drive there. I'm not sure if that actually matters. But that's definitely something to consider. This is very, very cool, though. I'm very, very excited that it's actually working. Fire extinguished. Great. Happy days. Yeah, so that's an 8-hour working shift for you. That's great. I mean, the longer the working shift, the better, as far as I'm concerned. Less to worry about. Less to worry about getting extra workers in to take up the slack. Lots and lots of people are going into church. I mean, look, on the whole, I'm really happy with the way that this area has turned out. It's not perfect. We still have a few more bits and bobs to do. Kindergarten's not available. We can get another kindergarten. I think we've already got another kindergarten zone, don't we? No, we do not have another kindergarten zoned. Kindergarten is, in fact, as it turns out, a major issue. Cinema, culture. All right, you know what? Let's get this built. Tell you what, we've got enough money to buy another blueprint. Let's buy another blueprint. Select a blueprint. I just noticed, literally this second. It's in crane. Tower crane. Yep. Buy that bad boy. And select blueprint to manufacture. Yeah, sure. Let's go for it. I know we're going to sort of write off a bit of production, but that's okay. I want to see, first of all, how this looks in the storage yard, and second of all, how we actually go about transporting a monster like this. A monster. It's a huge, huge beast. Yeah, but I tell you what, the thing about cars is that they are actually quite bad, but they're only bad because it takes such a long time for them to get parked and get fueled. And the reason that it takes such a long time is primarily because only one vehicle can be active in a car park or a petrol station or whatever at the same time. And that just is not good. It's also costing us a lot of money right now because we're going to be importing a bunch of fuel. The fact that this is a junction is no good. Yeah, it's slowing people down. That's not ideal. Right, move everyone out of here. Right, move everyone out of there. Ditch this. Whoa. I've never seen people move into a house on their own accord. That was quite interesting, actually. Right, ditch that path. Yeah, and then what I want to try and do is come straight across here. Ditch this path too. Get these people moved out. There we go, wonderful. Demolish that house. Right, and what I really want to do is I want to sort of redo this area. Right, so I want to do that, like so. And then I want to cancel the road right here. Like that, so that, yeah, people are going to be able to much more easily get there and get back. Cool. All right. You know, even in this game, you know, there's a significant amount of transport optimization that can be done. Is that path connected to the road? Don't actually think that it is. There we go. Let's access some more of our very capable labor force. How many people have we got on this train right now? 6 workers and 15 passengers. I mean, that's kind of garbage. And it looks like the number of workers that we have working at any given time has decreased Oh my goodness. Look, 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 look. Look, there it is. There it is. There's the tower crane. It's right here. Wowzers. That looks the part as well. It's quite small. Delivered to a custom house to sell at full price. Load onto the bed of another vehicle. I mean, we could do that. We could of course transport it via truck rather than via train. But that doesn't strike me as something that we should do. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is a bustling part of the town. It looks good. I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. But is it maximally efficient? I absolutely do not think that it is. Has it meant that people are now driving their car and in transport longer than they would otherwise be if we hadn't introduced a whole bunch of cars? Yes, I think that that's definitely true. I mean, how are cars going over? Where is it? It was yeah, it was Provovsky. How are the cars doing over here? How are the massive sort of tailbacks at the petrol station? Looks like that's reduced somewhat. Let's get that funded. Sure. Yep. Yep. That's good. Pretty happy about that. I mean, if anything, it's worked quite well for the power area. You know, we now have a much more consistent supply of power. But I actually think that maybe these large parking lots, I think that they actually might be worse than the small parking lots. Even though the small parking lots are much less space efficient, the chances of more than one car wanting to move out of a small parking lot at once is quite small. Whereas the big car parking lots, you often have like 2 or 3 cars that want to move out at the same time. And you can't do that. That can't happen. Who parked there? That is a garbage car. I'm gonna paint your car red because you look like a really, really bad person who doesn't deserve to have a car. Look at that. What a total mess. Total mess. But wow, I'm really happy with the way that it all worked out. 42 citizens aren't able to participate in any sport. Okay. Right. Buy in a bunch of people, would you? Buy in a bunch of people, and then presumably one of these people will go to work at the football playgrounds. We should also probably get some more football playgrounds just around the place around here. I don't know why this has sort of become a priority for me right now. I mean, it doesn't really deserve to be. You know, there are more important things to be getting on with, for sure. But, I mean, there's, you know, nothing more important than having a healthy lifestyle, I guess. There we go. Any chance of a connection there? It don't look like it. That's alright though, we can just get a path to go over there. Over there. And that goes in there. Alright, and that will at least be, you know, some more sport participation, which is exactly what we're after. And, you know, people are going to be able to drive their cars to go and play some tennis or go play some football. That's definitely something that can happen. It's kind of nice that finally this big long bridge is being used for something more important than just buses. I mean, yeah, the max speed of these cars, by the way, is 95 kilometers per hour. I was going to deal with this like 15 minutes ago in real time. 110 miles per hour. I think, yeah, we'll just go for this. I mean, this is kind of like our highway, right? So, let's get it all sped up appropriately. There we go. And you know what? We can even put down we can put down a big road through the center of town as well. It's a bit janky to assemble, but, I mean, that's fine. We'll just get it done. There we go. There we go. There we go. So all cars should now be able to go as fast as they possibly can. I actually think that there is... I mean, there's no collision mechanics between cars, obviously, or pedestrians. So, I mean, cars can just go, like, 95 miles per hour. I mean, how fast are you going right now? Yeah, you're going 95 miles per hour down the high street of what is, in effect, a village, basically. Or a small city. I mean, that's not a great look. That's not a great look. I guess speed limits just can't exist in this world. I'm gonna go and find the crane train, or the car the train that transports vehicles. It's probably picking up steel right now, is it? I believe it is. Indeed it is. Right, go to your next stop, and let's go and have a little watch as this train goes round. Because I want to see him pick up some I want to see him pick up this big old crane. I also want to see how much it's going to go for. We'll see how much it goes for on the black market. In fact, I tell you what I can do. This is purely scientific right now. Okay, what I'm going to do, activate cheat mode, and let's go into construction menu. What I can do is I can build a small customs house. Medium customs house. What's the difference? Medium customs house, small customs house, large customs house. Alright, so we trade with the large ones. Is that a foreign power thing? Alright, cool. Large customs house, small customs house. Let's go for a small customs house, right? And let's... I don't know why I wanted to do it there. That seems like a pretty poor place to put it, just as a test. Let's put it over here. Yeah, okay, we do need slightly flatter terrain than what we've got. To repent for my sins, I will use money. I want to build a small customs house right over here. I tell you what, this might be a slightly better way of... Okay, this might be a slightly better way of doing things. You know, maybe we just accept that life isn't perfect, and we're not always... Oh, look at that. We're not always able and wanting to go to the border. Okay, so let's see if that works. It does indeed look like it does. That's pretty darn cool. I've never built one of these things before. So this accepts everything, but it accepts it at a dollar value. So this is I guess the customs house, I guess the small customs house are dollar based. So if I build a medium customs house, is that gonna accept in rubles? I mean, because that is what I'm after, and the reason will become clear in just a second. Right. Let's get a nice even bit of land. I mean, it doesn't particularly need to be anywhere close to anything. It just needs to be slightly even. And if we keep it over here, then I guess that sort of keeps with the theme. Yeah. So a medium customs house right there. I mean, this is going to cost me 1,000 rubles to build. That's dollars again. Why is that dollars? Is there any way that I can make it out of rubles? Right, can I just get a large customs house then? Right. Get a large customs house. How much is this going to cost to build? 6,000 rubles? That's an absolute steal. Again with dollars. Right? Not entirely sure how I change it into not dollars. If I auto-build with Russian rubles, will that make a difference? Maybe you can only set customs houses. Yeah, apparently you can only set customs houses to trade. Can't demolish a customs house. Right. Well, that's funky. That's real funky. That is really funky. Okay, so I can't get Russian ruble customs houses. That's fine, I think. But the problem is that I want to try selling a crane, right? I want to try selling a crane to the... Okay, I'm gonna need to get a vehicle here. Hold on. Yeah, give me a... What's it called? It's called a open hull... Open hull, something that I can transport a vehicle on. Yeah, can load vehicles... can load vehicles onto flatbed, 9 tons. What's the biggest, heaviest tonnage thing? 16 tons? 10 tons? I think 16 tons is probably about the max. Yeah, so Let's build 4 of those bad boys. Sure. And let's go from here. Right? Load 100% of vehicle. And instead, take it to the small customs house. Sure. Now, of course, we're going to be getting a very, very bad price. But, first of all, I don't think I'm that bothered. And second of all, I just want to load a vehicle onto the back of the truck. And that will tell me how expensive the crane is going to be. The reason that I got 4 is because I don't think that there is any way that I can tell it which vehicle to pick up. So they might end up picking up... They might end up picking up small cranes or the big cranes. Right, yep. As expected. Yep, they're going to pick up the vehicles that were produced first. So, as you can see, look at that. Look at the bad price that we get. We're only going to get $3,000. But it's pretty cool. Ah, hold on. Let's have a look. So we get $17,000. We get $17,000 for the tower crane. Garbage. And $16,000 basically for the regular crane. Also garbage. So this is kind of annoying. It seems that, as I originally suspected, it seems like the cost of buying the blueprint has got everything to do with how much you can actually sell it for. Which is a bit disappointing, really, because it means that, you know, I presume that it does it, whatever the inputs are, it like times the price by, I don't know, like 1.5 or something, and then that's the value. Same with the value of what you can sell it for is connected to the price of the blueprint. I feel like that's nonsense. I feel like that's totally nonsense. Oh, yes, I mean, well, turns out that the train was just around the corner. That is a really, really cool combo. It looks fantastic, I must say. So that's 155,000 worth of stuff. I mean, that's good. I like that. I like that a lot. But yeah, I feel like that's pretty disappointing, really. I'm really looking forward to this game being updated at some point. So I feel that we're probably coming to the conclusion of our series. I think there's probably one more episode in which. What are you doing? Why would you not take the crane to the customs house? Yeah, there'll probably be one more episode where we can fully optimize as much as we possibly can. But then I think that this series is probably going to have to take a little bit of a hiatus to wait for some more game content. But that's all right. We'll deal with that when we get to it. But for now, ladies and gents, we're gonna end the series. Thank you very, very much for watching. My name, of course, has been Over the Potato. This has been Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. I'll see you next time. Bye.